here, so I'm so sorry for those of you that have wondered why, um, have wondered where I've been. Life is busy, but there's some occasions where um I'm having to go live um every couple days sometimes, but we're back and all the things. But anyway, if anyone's new here, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber or a moderator, that's been here before, welcome back. Right now I'm just hanging out, chilling, relaxing, and all that. But yeah, feel free to like and subscribe, plus hit the notification bell and set that to all notifications so you get all the latest updates from when I go live to when I post a short or a video or more from this channel. In here only, not outside the channel. But yeah, so I hope everyone is doing well. And I hope you guys are staying safe too, for those of you that um have been here before. But yeah, we're just hanging out though, y'all. So um, and then just also some quick little rules, real quick, as you guys are starting to come in here. Please be respectful to not just myself, but for even for my mods that do come in here, because they work so hard just to get it to where this life can be successful, but also this life can be um somewhat manageable to where I'm not having to do all the work, because that should not be my job. My job should only have to be my only job on here, y'all, that I that I the only y'all, my job should only have to just be is to answer questions and chat with y'all and not have to worry about chaos. So that's why my mods step up in here, because they help me um at least with it's at least one thing off my plate in this chat to not have to go crazy over, because us adults don't have the time of day to handle that much, and so it's good to have helpers that are patient enough and good enough with others, which is awesome. And so, but feel free to like and subscribe down below. And we're just hanging out, y'all, and all the things. Um, Ivan, I think you're new, so welcome. I'm insane and have ADHD. Oh, really? But, um, Ivan, how are you doing though? Overall, since you're new here, we can tell that off at. Um, but yeah. So, yeah, we're just hanging out right now, y'all. So, for those of you who are just coming in here, we're just relaxing at the moment. Y'all can ask questions, just don't be inappropriate about that. Would be great. Because I don't want to have to block anybody, because that should not have to be my job today. And so, I'm just gonna point it out there while it's in my system, because, you know, so, yeah. Uh, we're just relaxing. Now, y'all. Um, yeah. Um, and just to go over kind of the rules again, because we're getting people in the chat. A few things in here just to give you guys just a friendly reminder to first of all, be respectful to anyone in the chat. And also, please be sure you guys are not trying to say rude comments or just anything about me or anyone in the chat. Also, this one just goes for the men in the comment section, not anybody. But for all the guys in this chat, please don't start flirting with me, because I mean I've gotten guys that have done it to me, and I'm taken. So if you guys end up thinking about flirting with me, I would just kindly just recommend you exit and do it to somebody else, because I don't really have the nerve in me to handle men that are just flirting like crazy. I really don't. So just saying. Well, it's the second time I'm just saying that, but the first time I actually said it was when I just started. But yeah, oh, and I do see someone else just came in my chat too. Um, no, I'm a girl. See, my hair is just in a ponytail, but I was also the way I was laying too. So yeah, yeah, yep, I'm a girl. Yeah, I mean, I think you're not the only one I think I've had. I think question me, or at least have something similar in question. Um, which is okay, cause I mean, it was just the way I was laying, kind of threw it off, but also my hair was tied back, and so yeah. Um, Amen. Definitely am lifting that up right there. So I was looking through the comment section, but um, right now we're just hanging out at the moment. So those of you that are just coming in here, I hope you guys are doing well, and we're just chilling right now. So um, yeah, but yeah. Let's see. Have I seen Epic? I can tell you're new too, so welcome as well. Um, anyway, um, but yeah, so, but yeah, we're just hanging out though. But also, those of you who are in here too, feel free to hit the like button down below, just to kind of show that, um, just to show YouTube that we're one of the lives that are gonna be out there, and to show that, just to give feedback for the good of us out there. Anyway, hey there. Um, I think I see your name as blind. Ariel, I see your name. It took me a second. Just my side was being crazy. And so, um, RDU, I see that you're new, I think, which I could tell off by what y'all talking about. She doesn't even look like a boy. Okay, let me say this. RDU and Ariel, a big shout out to you guys for helping, because I appreciate it so much. Yes, yeah, I could tell that you're new, because I usually can tell pretty much when someone's new off bat. Um, unless if I think someone's name is familiar, then it might take me a second to tell. But I don't know, I can directly tell that you're new, so welcome. So big shout out for the both of you for helping. I very appreciate it. I mean, I don't listen to haters that much, but you know. And the thing is, y'all, when they say stuff, I'm like, okay, read it, and I just act like that wasn't there, and just go back to what I was doing. And so, yeah, yeah, I don't even try to listen to haters, honestly, because y'all, haters, let me just say this. Haters have no right to even say crap that they shouldn't, but also they don't have the right to point out anything about a person. I'll just say that real fast and all that. Exactly. They're just trying to make themselves look like the jerk. I'll just say that. Period. Yeah, so for every single freaking hater in this chat, or or really outside this chat, I will just kindly say this. If you're gonna come in this dang live or come into anybody's live, honestly, and start hating on them or myself, you can kindly get out of here because I right now I don't have any mods in this chat at the moment, so it's gonna be a lot crazy for me to. I mean, there's times I can do them, but I don't want to. I try not to do it if I don't need to, because I really just don't. It's way too much work to be handled, and so literally, and for at least all you guys on here that are new, because a lot of you are currently new at the moment. I am 20 years old. I mean, some of you can think me up like 16 or something, which I don't care. If you look at me and think I'm younger, which it's not a bad thing. I'll say that. But y'all, I'm only 20 years old, and the 20 years I've lived, mm-mm, I am raised correctly to where if somebody were to were to act like a freaking idiot, you are messing with the wrong person, but also you are doing it in a very small, tight knot to where you can't get out of it. Like, I'm serious, excuse me there. But, I'm serious. And that's one thing is I really don't play when it comes to anyone being stupid. I really don't. And fun fact, my zodiac sign is a Libra, so that's one way to give it. That's one way you can tell too, because first of all, for anyone that's a Libra, you're not. The thing about us is we don't mess around. When they try to test you so many times and it gets to that point where they crossed that line, it is let me just say, it gets ugly for us. Like, oh, it comes out. Like, like at first it can go normal and chill, like it does, but then it can get to a point where you lose it quickly. Like, it grows. And so, yeah, so for anyone in this chat that starts to come in here and you act like a jerk of yourself, you are messing with the wrong person in this chat. But also, you're messing with the wrong content creator too, because I really don't give it. I really don't. I really don't give a crap really with anybody, honestly, because I care about everyone else in my chat who took the time of day, or night, or evening, or afternoon just to be in here, you know? And I only care for the people that actually care to be in here and not for those who just come in here to start trolling for no reason. Because you have no dang right to come in here and do it whatsoever. I will just say that now. So let me look at my chat too, and also to give everybody a heads up, I do look at my comment section. It's like every couple minutes. So there's gonna be points where I'm talking, then I'm gonna look at the chat, and then after that, continue. So it's like back and forth. So talking for a few minutes, look at the chat, talking, look at the chat, that way one knows, oh, okay, so she does read her chats. Because there's some people that don't even read the comment section in their lives, which is kind of ridiculous. But that's their brains for it. And so, yeah, so don't ever think that, you're gonna get. I mean, there might be a comment or two that might slide in between maybe current comments I read, which is normal, but you know, just happens a bunch. But let me check it while I'm actually saying that. From where I last, let me look at. Oh, here, this is where I last left off. Holding behind the screen. Okay. I have to work early. So good night, being you. So good night, keeping you. Alright, hopefully work for you, Ariel, goes well. And thank you, I very appreciate it. Garth, welcome back. I can tell that you're returning, which I mean, obviously, because you were here in my last live, I know. But hopefully you're doing well. Um, but yeah. Anyway. Um, but yeah, so we're just hanging out at the moment. Um, but yeah. So, yeah, let's go 12 people in the chat. That's crazy. Let's keep those numbers coming though, because that's wild. 14. Let's go, y'all. But we're just hanging out though, so feel free to ask questions. Just don't flip the questions, please. Just don't. Because that will say a bunch right there. And all that. Um, oh, I do see someone that came in the chat in between people. Let's see. Aid. Good luck. I would not. First off, I would not do a flip because I'm in the room I'm in right now. And also, and plus, y'all, it's been years since I've even been in that position. So good luck with that. Um, anyway. I'm doing good. How about you there, Garth? But, oh my gosh. Anyway. Aid, I'm literally not gonna do a backflip because it's literally, I'm literally, like, the flooring in here is literally concrete floor, which would not be good to do it on. And I'm not trying to be hospitalized. I'm gonna say that right now. I really am not gonna try to be hospitalized due to a silly freaking act. You know? And that's just stupid to do. You know? Because I'm smart enough to not even do stuff like that. And so, um, that's good there, Garth. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. But anyway, I'm gonna keep moving forward. I'm gonna like that. You didn't just say that to me. I'll just say that because it's just me right now. So for anyone who starts coming here and acting like a jerk of yourself, right now I don't even have them on this chat because you know they're busy, and even I'm the only one really with the responsibility. But I really am not trying to be the person blocking people right now because that's just ugh, it's ridiculous. I mean, I really don't try to really, if necessary, but you know, some cases I will play victim and do it, but you know, um, yeah, look how long this hair skin is crazy. But yeah, so, um, yeah. Anyway, but that's just what's going on there. But, um, yeah. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well though, Garth. But hopefully everyone else though in here is doing well. And all that. Right now we're just hanging out. So, for those of you who are just joining, that's all we're up to. Is we're hanging out, and so y'all can feel free to ask questions and all that for a bit. Um, but yeah. Oh, thanks, Garp. I appreciate it. Yeah, some of my shorts, I mean, I do kind of a lot of stuff on here, y'all. For those of you that kind of want to know the size of things I do. Like, I do just fun dance, especially in shorts. Like, I do a bunch of just fun dance shorts and, um, even, I do all kinds of things that that come to mind. But, um, yeah, so, my hair is so long. Just trying to feel up my hair. But yeah, so. Okay, no, it's still pretty damp, like, still pretty wet still. Um, but yeah. So I do very appreciate it. All that. So, um, yeah. So, yeah. Let me. Sorry, I was turning my light up a little bit. But yeah. So, but yeah. So that's just what's going on there. But yeah. So, um, yeah. Um, but yeah, we're just chilling and just to kind of update some of you guys on here to update y'all um my boyfriend. He's doing well. Because some of you know I'm taken, but some of you have told y'all about him, but not everyone that's new here. But he's doing pretty well though. Um, he luckily was off work today, so it was awesome. And then he is back at it tomorrow. And honestly, I'm so proud of him because literally, y'all, I will say this: dating someone who's now, oh, I'll say this: dating someone now who works in like evening shifts to night shifts almost. Well, I would say a 2-in-1 shift almost because of some days it's like evening hours through through half of the night hours, but then it's crazy. But for me nowadays, someone who works the evenings, works the evening slash night shift, yo, I can never, I in my head, I can never do it with what my boyfriend does because, yo, I mean, there's some people that can work nights, like, um, my dad. A little bit about a little fun fact: my dad used to work nights because he was a cop back in the day, and so the first half when I was a lot younger, he had to work nights, and then thankfully he got promoted to days. So thankfully during the day it was a lot easier to see him because during the night shift, y'all, he would have to sleep during the day in order to get some kind of sleep because he, I think he wouldn't get home till sometime in the middle of the night almost. But y'all, I do give all cops credit though, because I mean, they keep this community safe, but they also do their best just to keep everything around them safe as possible, and they're doing their part. And so I do give respect to them for what they do, and plus my dad was one of them that helped out back then, and I was a lot younger. But yeah, and so with my boyfriend working evening to night shift, some almost maybe every few days. Oh, I'm proud of him, honestly. Like I'm just really so proud of him because there really aren't that many people that can ever be in that could ever be in that situation. Like y'all, I can never work nights. I honestly I wouldn't. Cause y'all working nights, that would even though I stay up late, that does not mean that I gives me the I would it would get to that point where I would work my tail off throughout the night. Not one bit. Not one bit, y'all. Oh, I'm thankful for when I start eventually. I'm thankful that I'm like not super early morning hours, but like at least for me, I'm at least mid morning hours going into um early afternoon hours, thankfully. So thankfully, aka the morning slash afternoon shift for me. Um, which is like it's basically like morning going into like the start of the afternoon hours for me, but only thankfully for 2 days a week right now. And then maybe after a while we'll make it go up because I mean I actually like I kind of like that where I'm at though because you know especially for someone like me who's tried to get a job before, it was a lot of chaos just to get to where I'm at now. But luckily I got help and I am thankful I am at this point because if I didn't if I did not get help first of all, I don't know what I would still be doing right now. Like I would still be searching and questioning myself. Why is nothing happening? Because I was at that point a little bit at times because I was hoping for answers, but you know, getting a job is not easy. It really isn't. People think, oh, why do editors make it look easy than it actually is when it's not? You know, but it is never easy because for a lot of my adults in here, y'all relate with me a bunch on that because all of us remembered what that was like at 16 trying to do what we can to get there. And it took us a good maybe time, a little bit of time just to get there. Like y'all, it took me till I was 20, AK right now, just to get to where I'm at today. Hang on, I was taking my charger off. And thanks, I very appreciate it as well, there, Garth. I did see your comment. I just was talking a lot through it, but yeah. Yeah, let's go 7 people in the chat. Let me get up for a second. But yeah, so um, but yeah, hang on, y'all. Hang on, give me just a second. I'm just doing something real fast. Okay. Sorry about that. I was doing something, um, but yeah, honestly, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yo, 10 people in the chat. That is crazy. Um, and just to kind of give some of you guys kind of a night fit check. I'm just wearing black, this black pajama set, y'all. I'm just gonna say this right now. I love wearing these kind of pajamas, these black pajama sets. Even though I have seen so many similar versions of this through here on YouTube or social media, and I don't know what it is, y'all. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of actually popped. I don't know what it is, y'all. I feel like the black and white versions in these, I feel like I feel like it pops out my age really well. It just shows it. But also it's really cute at the same time. And it doesn't look childish to me. I'm not saying what I have worn is childish, but it just really pops it out in a good way. It doesn't make it look old fashioned, you know? And all the things. But yeah. So, um yeah, but hang on. I'm gonna move my bangs forward since they're getting dry enough where they're not gonna be super pointy. Because, even the reason why I don't directly let my bangs just dry normally, like just straight flat like these, is because it'll look very like sharp pointed down here and it just looks weird when it's wet at first. But when I let it get to like that 80% or even dry mark, that's when I'll take it out like that. Because when it at least gets to that point, it doesn't look not nearly as it doesn't really look that wet. But also it just is not maybe like crazy toward the end of all of it. And so, um, but yeah, let's go to likes in the chat. But yeah, I'll just spell it real quick. But yeah, so excuse me, goodness, I'm not sorry. But yeah, so um, yeah, that's just what's going on there. But like right now, this is still a little bit soaking wet at the ends of them, so I'm gonna let this kind of get to that 80% mark, and then I'll. Because what also I do is um because I use this detangling conditioner stuff from Garnier that not just does the job, but also I will say it makes my hair look really good. But also it does help and ease some of the knots that will potentially come in here. Cause y'all, especially now since my hair is growing like crazy, because like I've been in the process of letting my hair grow a smidge longer than where it's at. And for some of you that are new to me and that don't know this about me, a good half, like I'll probably give high school as an example. Um, a good half of those years, but also a little, not too early, but a little bit. There were times where I had my hair at my shoulder length. Like I had it shoulder length because it was making me crazy. And it was getting a little bit tricky to manage. And a lot of us know how that goes. And so I'm like, screw this. I am gonna chop it off to my shoulders so I can still tie it back. And also I will say this. If there's ever times that I do chop my hair off, I'm gonna only do it to where I can still pin it up. So aka either short length or do a few inches off it, but nothing extreme. But not short to where I can't fully pin it. Because one thing about me too is it's rare. It's gonna be rare that y'all ever see me with my hair down. Honestly, just because it makes me crazy. Like it drives me insane. Just because it gets in my face and all that. It's like, it's too much going on and all the things. And so, um, excuse me. Holy God, I'm yawning once again. And it's only 11:13 my time right now. Just crazy. It's not even close to what I would be considered knockout hours. But, um, yeah. But so, um, yeah. Um, but yeah. So, that's just what's going on there. But um yeah, and so yeah, we're just hanging out at the moment. So I need to- yeah. Anyway, and you'll mind this is a tan line. Really me wearing my watch on this exact wrist. And then also, I mean, even I've got a tan line on my feet from wearing flip flops a bunch too. So even I don't really look at this as like, oh gosh, it's gonna be really crazy. When really it hides it straight up pretty well when I am wearing a watch, but at night I don't. Just because, I mean, I've worn it all day and it needs a break from it being worn in all things. And even a little bit of my glasses, but it's not really like showable. Not a lot, but a little bit of it. But, um, yeah. So, um, yeah. So that's just what's going on there. But, oh my gosh, I swear I need to stop yawning. I really do, and it's way too early for me to even be yawning and all that. Mm. But yeah, so, um, yeah, so we're just chilling, hanging out on here. But, yeah, so, um, yeah. But anyway, that's just what's going on there. But yeah. Yeah, we have two people in the chat, and all that, but we're just hanging out. But thanks, I very appreciate it for all the comments that have been pretty good in here. But, um, so anyway, yeah, we're just hanging out at the moment, y'all. But I mean, I will say this, y'all. I don't know how in the world I don't know how in the heck it's already May 18th. Like, I don't know how it's already been the 18th. Like, that's crazy, y'all. And also, y'all, I will say this, a little fact about me. This day, not 2 years ago, this day a year ago, um, was when I finally found my, forever church where me and one of my neighbors go to, and oh, it's pretty crazy to believe that it's now officially been a year since I've been going there, and it's been nothing but amazing. And it almost feels like nothing's changed, honestly. And a lot of you guys can get my point that do go to church on here. Because the thing is, when you are searching for a good church family and just all that, it takes time to really find that one church that clicks. Because kind of the bullet points that you want to look for in a church is it talking quick is, are the people nice there? Are they welcoming there? Are they people that you feel like if you were going through a situation, would you reach out to some of the members there that maybe you make friends with? Or would you be friends with any of them? You know? Or you feel like there's a certain connection with that church. It doesn't have to be, oh, maybe you heard of it through either a friend or you were a part of something of that church, or there was a certain event held there due to things. and for some reason it's like a little backstory actually. Um, for reference, I graduated high school back in 2024, and one of the things is we had our Black Art service where us seniors got recognized and kind of was a service just to dedicate to us and just for our future ahead. And I was a grad that year, and so it was held at that exact church that I now go to. And let me just say this, y'all. I didn't think once that that was going to be the church that changed my whole life, honestly. I really didn't. And then after that, my mom and I went to one of the women's ministries Bible studies there that's held there about every other month, but at the time it was about every month. But she went for the first while and then I continued it after a year. Well, I continued doing it, but through a neighbor. And then at one point, it was May 17th of last year, when it was the 1 year anniversary that I graduated high school. But it was that day last year, I was at a church event again, but it was a women's brunch, and it was really cool. This was like the first time I went to kind of another fun event there, and it was really cool. And so I got to even meet some new friends there, and all of a sudden, I I think one of them was like, I think one of the friends I met there was like, you should totally come to service the next day. I'm like, yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out for sure. Cause I mean, I was there once, but then, and so little did I know, my neighbor was able to take me that next day to service. And y'all, I will say this from kind of the instant of being back, I kind of knew in that moment that I kind of knew that I found my home church again after 2 years of looking and just hoping that it would happen after a few years of just because I transferred schools my second semester of my senior year, which sucked, but it was for a purpose and it had to happen, which I kind of wish it didn't, but I'm kind of glad it did because then moments like this wouldn't have happened and other things that now happen today because of it. And yeah, it was amazing. And so today is the official 1 year anniversary that I've went to that church, which is crazy beyond words. And even from the moment I stepped in, like in the service, from the moment I stepped into that building that day, I was just welcomed by so many just so many good, amazing people. And oh, and I will say, just to kind of give you guys a update reflection since then, I'm now working in the kids ministry, and I actually did that in my old church too, but had to cut it. I had to cut that at that last year because I moved, but it took a while to get back in swing of it, which I was so thankful. And so, um, yeah, and so it felt really good to get back um, with all the kids there, and I'm just so thankful to just be surrounded in a such amazing to an amazing church family that is they're all there for each other through tough times, and also everyone there, I'll just say it's a good bit of people, not everybody, but there's at least some people there that either are related to someone or they know somebody through another person. Like, I've met maybe a few people where they're either a sister or brother, a dad, mom, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, neighbor, or anyone that through another person. It was like, wow, or you didn't know that, oh, y'all are cousins. Um, you name it, you know? It's beyond words. Like, there's some people I've met that I had no idea that they were related because, I mean, how are you supposed, how are you supposed to know? But also, that's the thing too, is when you're in the country, but also when you're in a small area in the country, a good majority of people know each other somehow. Whether if it's whether if it's them all being related to somebody, or they know friends of theirs, or just, or really, but it's also really because a lot of those people get along with pretty much anyone really well. And so it's like, goodness me, I did not think coming into the country that they would also be pretty good because a lot of people were pretty nice to each other and knew each other some way, or they knew someone that knew somebody. It was crazy. And even my church, it felt like that. I was like, wow, it's crazy. But there's a purpose behind a lot of things. And even even though it was pretty tough leaving all my friends and my boyfriend behind, but they still were able to, I'm still able to see them when I can. Like with my boyfriend, I'm still able to see him on some occasions. And I feel like it's going to be a while until me and him possibly are able to see each other due to both our jobs. And even us being first year employees, and we all know how those go. It takes at least a year or two um, to actually consider using your um, um, using your time off a bunch, aka PTO a bunch. And so, um, and I mean, it's one of those, but I mean, at the same time, we do FaceTime on days that we're able to and all that. And really nowadays, it's when he didn't really have a job at first, he and I were able to at least call every maybe couple days or so, or or at least maybe every other day or so, just depending, either a little bit of every day to sometimes occasionally. Um, but now I'll say this, nowadays it's more of like maybe every couple days because of work and all that with him. Like for example, he and I were able to call today, which went well because he was off work, and then after that, he and I won't really be able to. And oh wow, Han, I just realized the next day he and I might possibly be able to most likely call it Saturday, maybe. I'll need to ask him though by Friday because I need to have him send me his an updated of his schedule, because right now he only showed me from like the start of like from like May 6th to the 22nd, aka through Friday of this week. And so I only knew that half, not like the rest. And so because that's what was out. And so on Friday I'm gonna have to ask him to re-screenshot um his schedule if he has if he has any updated information from that Saturday and through, so that way it helps me out to write it down, so it helps me keep track, being like, okay, he works this day, then he's off this day, or because wonder if you can remember anyone set a person's schedule pretty well, you still could forget, but also if they work for a place like any big places, and it's to where the hours are almost daily to just all the things. It gets a lot more chaotic to get it. And so, um, like for example, with me where I right now work 2 days a week, and um, so like with me it's a little more simple, but that's also good because I am just a beginner. But it's good to me because I am only a rookie right now in the job field right now, and so it's kind of good for me to. Okay, good. So we'll make sure that. Okay, sorry, I was making sure that this didn't try to disconnect from the outlet, which it did. So thank goodness it was just the bottom part making me think otherwise. But um yeah, so anyway, um but um yeah. So um yeah. But yeah, let me think. Um I mean I think I think I probably could say I've been on here for a good while. For a good little while. But nothing much is really happening, so I might go ahead and just get off. But I will, after today, I will be back on, um, Wednesday at the latest. Um, but yeah, I'll try to be back on Wednesday, but if not, Thursday. But I'll see you guys out and about, so.